What's going on, y'all? We in the car with it. Yes, I'm aware that I have not been posting videos that much. I have just been having so much going on, but it is what it is, and we're here now. I don't know. I'm not saying that to be insensitive, because I love and I thank y'all for the support, even when I don't post. Can somebody tell me why, when you put lotion on in the house, I keep lotion in my car. Then when I get in the car, I still put lotion on again. It's like, is my hands drinking the lotion? Let me find out. But anyway, I'm not going to be on here long because y'all know what it is when y'all see this shirt. But I want to say this really quick. By the way, you didn't ask, but I'm telling you anyway. They got the same exact car. I got these glasses from the dollar store. Because I need to get some new contacts. And yes, my eyes are real, so don't ask me. I need to get some new contacts, because some people be like, is them your real eyes? You have on color contacts? Not in 2024, I don't. Now, around 90, let me think. Around 90 something, color contacts was popping. I said popping to be funny because I know people don't be saying that no more. I remember having purple color contacts. I remember I had blue. Wait, let me not lie. I had purple and I think I had green. And I think those were the only two colors I would get. And baby, don't let me lose the contacts. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. I was telling Carmelita, like, Ma, I need to go back to the eye place. Did y'all used to do that? Did y'all used to go make a fake eye appointment just so you can, because you know they give you samples, just so you can, or they give you trial pairs? I would be like, oh yes, can I please have purple, please? My mama used to be like, girl, I used to be like, mind your business. Because at that time, I don't really think I was driving. I know I wasn't driving, so she would have to take me and run that insurance, sweetie. Which I don't even know how that worked. But the point is, I used to keep color contacts on rotation. And then I think I did that for a little bit. And after that, I was like, I'm over it. I ain't knocking nobody who's still wearing them, because do you, boo-boo. But, so I need new contacts. And so because I need new contacts, speaking of, I was supposed to call them yesterday and I didn't. So because I need new contacts, when I come outside, my eyes are so dry and it's so hard for them to adjust. So I had to get these the other day because I was in a dollar store getting some snacks. And I had to get these the other day, so I just keep them in my console. So if you see these at the dollar store, you're going to be like, Jennifer had them on. She got them for the dollar store. I did. Ain't no shame. But anyway, I want to come on here just really quick. And what I'm going to say is going to sound like I'm trying to judge, if you will, but I'm really not, because I can only speak from my experience. But then on the flip side, I also have a level of understanding where I accept everybody in a sense. What do I mean? I was dealing with a situation. Let me rephrase. I wasn't dealing with a situation. I was waiting for something to come up. Let me not tell my business because people be trying to count pockets. Anyway, I was waiting for something, a good something to come through. It was noted that it was going to come through. And then I had found out that there was an error in the paperwork. So it didn't come through. And regards to the fact, you know how when you are just waiting on something and then it doesn't happen, you can get a little bit frustrated. That's not the point. That's not the point. None of this is the point, right? So when I got up, I woke up one morning and I literally just started to worship God. I'm ironing my clothes, which I hate doing, which is really weird because when my son was in school and he had them uniforms, baby, his uniforms used to be crispy. But I cannot stand ironing now. It's just not a thing for me. And I was ironing my clothes and I didn't have nothing on. I wasn't listening to nothing on my phone. I was just in my home and it was so quiet and I just started to worship. I started to tell God, thank you. I started to tell him, just thank you for allowing me to be imperfect, but still understanding that I'm making an effort, just telling him, just showing gratitude, loving on him, talking to him. I pray in different aspects, if you will. Sometimes I can pray, I'll pray, like the Father, but when it's just me, I just be talking to God. I don't care if my words don't line up. I don't care if I stutter. It's like I'm talking to you guys. I was just like, God, I just thank you. I'm like, I thank you for your strength. I thank you for not allowing me to panic when this happens or when this goes wrong. Thank you for just being an emotional regulator. I'm like, Lord, because sometimes so I'm just talking. And he already been knowing that I have been, waiting on something for a very, 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 very long time. So when I say waiting on it, obviously it wasn't stopping nothing, because it is what it is. But as the process got to rolling, I got a bit frustrated, because I'm like, really? How did the paperwork? Yeah. And I just started just talking to him and worshiping him and thanking him. And when in the middle of me doing that, I cannot make this stuff up, I got a phone call. And when I tell you the phone call, you fill in the blanks. Why am I telling that story? Here's what I'm saying. I don't want to pressure anybody of like, you have to do it my way. Well, here's what I'm telling you. If you don't believe in something, life is going to seem like you're just fighting a battle 24 hours, 7 days a week with no reinforcement, no help, nobody to come tap you out, nobody to come relieve the burden. And here's why I'm saying that. And when I say if you don't believe in something, I'm not here to judge people, because everybody is figuring it out. So obviously I have a relationship with Christ. I never deny that. I never try to act like it's something that it's not. I do. But I also understand that some people value their animals. Some people value other things. And it's not for me to come and judge and say, well, if you believe in that, that ain't going to work. Because let me tell y'all something. You know why I don't want to do that? Because it was a time where I knew I was supposed to believe God to move, and I didn't. And I know better. And so I can't judge somebody else that says they believe in the sun, the moon, the stars, and Mother Nature, and sound, and Reiki, Roku. It's not Roku, right? But what I can tell you is, from what I believe, that if I watch this, I may not always believe God, but I always know he's there. I always know. So if you don't have something else to pull on besides yourself, it's going to be a long night. And so I just wanted to just come on here really quick and just encourage you. Some of you are going to watch this and you're going to be feeling like, I was on the brink. I've been talking frustrated all week, and it's only Tuesday. What's today? You've been talking in frustration all week, and it's only Tuesday. And you just, regurgitating things that don't line up with who Jesus is. He's our Father. He must provide. He's not your mother in the flesh. He's not your friend in the flesh. He's not that bill collector in the flesh. He's not your significant other in the flesh. Those things will fail you, disappoint you, hurt you, break you, cause you to stress, cause you to go through all types of stuff. But he doesn't do that. It goes against his promise. So what I'm telling you is, when you feeling like you on the brink, or when you feeling like it's the bottom of the night, the top of the first, or you right in the middle, find a way to just still tell him thank you. Find a way to just tell him, God, help thy unbelief. He don't even care that you don't believe. I talk about this. There was someone in the Bible, one of his disciples, and after Jesus died and he rose again and he saw them and they was all hanging out, if you will, paraphrasing. And they was like, how we know it's you? Can you prove it? Even though he's standing there talking to them, he showed them his hands. And some people could be like, God, Jesus shouldn't have to do all of that. But he will. See, that's human nature. Humans don't want to prove nothing to you. Humans don't want to go over and beyond for you. Humans don't want to do the impossible for you. Humans want to rationalize and be like, oh my goodness, I'm standing here, aren't I? They want to get slick. Not Jesus. Jesus says, here you go. And in the moment, the man said, God, I thank you. Help thy unbelief. He's asking for help in the thing he don't believe in. So if you think Jesus is shocked that we waver, that we're unsure, that we sometimes feel like he's not going to come through, like he's not going to make a way, even at your worst and your worst and your worst day, he's still going to come through. You think he cares about, you think he's not going to come through because you like, I don't know. You think he's not going to come through because you've been crying about it. You think he's not going to come through because you feel overwhelmed about it. You think he's not going to come through because you like, really? You think he's not going to come through because you compare, because you might have jealousy, because you may say, why is everybody else but I'm not? He's still going to come through. I always tell people, one of the biggest things that will hinder you is if you view your relationship with God like man. He don't operate that way. He knows we need him. He knows we need him to be a comforter, a protector. He knows we need him to dry our eyes, to pick us up, to give us strength, to make us happy. He knows that. It's humans that come with prerequisites. It's humans that are selfish. I won't do for you unless you do for me. Jesus ain't like that. He's your father and not your father in the flesh. He gonna give you everything you need and more, even the things you don't even know you need, even the things you saying right now. Jennifer, I hear what you saying, but right now as I'm listening to this, there's no way this thing is gonna work out. So I hear you. It sound good. I'm just asking you to just hold on. You got to find something you believe in. And on this here channel, I encourage you to believe in God. Now, I don't knock nobody, because you know why I say that? Because you all know I'm an addictions counselor as well. And some of those people say that they come in and they say, I'm not here just for me. I'm here for me and my children, or me and my marriage, or me and my family, or me and my career. Even they know, who the addicts know that have a struggling addiction knows, it's got to be something else. I know we say all these cliche things. You have to do it for yourself first. Right, but it's got to be something else. And I am a firm believer in that. But I also know it has to be something else. Think about how many times, this is why I said I'm not here to judge nobody. Of course I want to pull everybody to Christ, of course. But here's why. You know how many times I wanted to do something and the something else was my son? You know, you think the something else always was Jesus? It wasn't. Let's just be honest. You think I always made the right decision because of Jesus alone? No. And I know some of y'all may be like, wow, how? It's the truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Sometimes it wasn't always Jesus. Sometimes he would press upon my heart, my son. Sometimes he would press upon a level of conviction because of my morals, my values. He would press upon, how would that make your mother feel? He would press me upon me. Jennifer, you're better than this. Now do you understand why I say it's got to be something else? Because God can use other things that pull on your heart, other things that bring you to your senses, other things that when you feel like you don't even believe in yourself no more. What else do you have? Y'all also know that I'm a suicide counselor. You know how many people I talk to that say the only reason why I won't unalive myself is because of, it's got to be something else. And I love God because he's so understanding and he's so interchangeable. He doesn't force himself on you like, well, if I'm not your only motivation, life's over, you can forget it. No, he'll use what's dear to you. He'll use whatever he can to get your attention so that you don't check out, so that you don't unalive yourself, so that you don't give up. He'll have you watching something on TV and hear another person's grievance. Or he'll have you walk through the grocery store and have you overhear a conversation where to make you say, "Oh, Jesus, well, I thank you." He'll have you driving and see somebody standing outside with their family and make you say, "Jesus, it's got to be something else. It cannot just be you in the flesh." I'm telling you right now, that ain't going to be enough. Not you in the flesh, it won't. But if you are operating in the spirit realm, that's more than enough. Which is why I say, God, whatever it is that you need to get my attention, to use me, to open up my ears, to open up my mind, to get me to understand. I could be sitting on a corner, and this is no slight to no bum, if you will. I'm using that very loosely. I could be sitting, walking out of a store, and a bum could throw a boop, 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 throw me a couple little gems. And I'm like, wow. I could be talking to somebody of a complete different race, and they'll pop, 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 throw me gems, or we'll exchange gems. We'll exchange knowledge. And it could be something that they said that may encourage me. I could be checking out at the grocery store, and a simple, "Hey, how are you?" Well, the clerk could just say, "I'm making there's a lot going on, but I'm still here." And that can make me say, "Father, I thank you." Not that I'm capitalizing on somebody else's pain, but it's got to be something else other than your flesh. You can't get it done alone. Mentally, emotionally, physically. The Bible said, "I sent them out by twos." What does that mean? That doesn't just mean two bodies. That's two minds, two thought processes, two levels of strength, two levels of encouragement, two words, two ears. Everything that adds to human life, you can benefit off of the other person and vice versa. Pardon me. There's another scripture in the Bible where it talks about these two people were kicked out of their town and they headed towards the enemy's camp, the people who wanted to kill them, and they were stricken with a disease. But because it was 4 of them in a group, and they started talking amongst each other and said, "Hey, we might as well. Everybody else is left behind. It's just us here. Let's just rally together." And even though we gonna walk into the enemy's camp, meaning the people that was trying to kill them, unalive them, they were still willing to do it. And you ever been in a situation where somebody else willing to do something, so you get a little bit of encouragement, even if it sounds like it's crazy, like, "Why would we go do that?" Or you ever had somebody say, "Well, if you do it, I do it." And then you get a little encouragement like, "Okay, but you gonna do it too?" "Yeah, well, bet, let's do it." And they were stricken with the disease of death, leprosy. Can you imagine boils and blisters and just pus on your feet, on your face, on your hands, on your body? You're in pain. Ain't no medication. And they sat outside the camp for a while and said, "Hey, we ain't got nothing else left. If we walk into the enemy's camp and they still harm us, at least we made an effort. Because if we stay here, we know for a fact it's over, because we can't go back." So what am I saying? You got to pull on strength from something else. Because if you just stay here and allow this to guide you, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. I hope this helps somebody. I know it's tight financially. I know you struggling in your mind mentally. I know many of you are ready to give up. I know you frustrated in your relationships or at your jobs or in your schooling. I know you feel like you alone. I know you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to. I know you tired of pretending. I know you just saying, "God, can I just catch a break?" But that's this talking. What am I saying? You got to find something else other than you. You don't have the answer in your flesh. Your fleshly mind can't come up with a better answer than you partnering with God, than you letting your father be a father. And I know for some of us, it may be weird because it's like, man, and I'm speaking from experience as well. Wait, but I really ain't never seen no father come through like that. That's okay. He will. This guy will. And I ain't saying this guy in terms of disrespect to the Lord, but he will. Let him show you what a father is supposed to be. And that's no knock to the father that is or is not in your life. That's no knock to the father that has or has never been in your life. But let him show you. And once you start getting that momentum, once you start getting that encouragement, you will begin to find, not that there will not be an experience to be had, not that there will not be a situation that comes upon you, not that there will not be difficulties and challenges and things like that, but you will begin to find that it's doable. You will begin to find that what you used to cry over for months, you don't cry over for months no more. That what you used to be frustrated for weeks, you don't be frustrated about it for weeks no more. That when you used to say all these negative things about yourself concerning situations and speaking death into yourself and not life, you won't do that no more. Let him prove it to you. And just like the man said, how we know this is you? Prove it. Ask God to prove himself to you. Ask God. I was listening to something the other day. This young man, he was talking about how he said, I have been crying to God. I have been so frustrated. And he said, in so many words, he said he went out somewhere and someone he didn't even know asked him how he was doing, invited him to something. And he was like, I told him like, yeah, I'll come. He said, now mind you, I'm already in a low place. He said, so I'm just shooting a conversation with the guy like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll come and check y'all out. I'll see what y'all little men's group is about. And so he said he went home, did what he had to do. And then he said he started sitting there basically thinking about like, hold on. I know I'm in a down place. He said, I said to God, if you want me to go to this function, to this gathering or what have you, he said, show me a sign. He said he scrolled up on TikTok 3 times. He said, and the 3rd time he scrolled up, he said somebody was on there talking about God. He said, and the event started at 7. He said he stopped what he was doing. He hurried up and ate, got his clothes on and went. And he said it was exactly what he needed. But see, if you keep letting this control you, God will give it to you just like this, right on a platter. He'll be saying, here, take the envelope. And you like, what envelope? I don't see it. Well, I see an envelope, but it look kind of orange. No, take the red envelope. Well, I guess it's according to who you asking, because it might be red 22 and I need red 44. You'll miss what he's trying to give you. You'll miss that he's trying to relieve you of the pressure. You'll miss that he's trying to dry your eyes. You'll miss that he's trying to comfort you. You'll miss that he's trying to make a way. So you'll miss it, whether it's because you're emotional, which he understands, whether it's because of your pride, which he understands. But you don't want those things to be louder. That's all flesh. You don't want that to be louder than what he's talking about. Some of you tired of being in your same old situations. Some of you want to get to something different. Some of you want to feel different, look different, dress different, act different. You want different jobs. You want something. You just want something different. But I dare you to start asking God, what do I do to change my difference? He could just start speaking to you, and you could be saying, I'm just so frustrated with this house. And God could have been speaking to you saying, just change the decor. Just start off by changing the blinds. Go. Just go look to see if it's a sale on blinds or on curtains. Go to Home Depot or Walmart and just rent the carpet cleaning machine. And you could be thinking, why would God say all of that? Because you don't know what he will give you to do to answer your prayer in the situation that you're asking him about. I'm sick of this house. It just don't feel like home. Okay, go to the dollar store. Start somewhere. Look on TikTok and do some little arts and crafts to spice up. It's so many things out there that can help change. And he can tell you exactly what to do, but you'll miss it. You won't be able to see it. You won't be able to hear it. And you won't be able to speak it. And therefore, you won't be able to act on it. Some of you are frustrated about a job. And he's saying, just look for another one. Don't worry about if you're going to get it. Let me do that. But can you just look? I just be too tired. Okay, well, you letting the job wipe you out from something that you deserve. from a job that's waiting right on Indeed or right on Monster or right on LinkedIn. It's right there for you, but you too tired. You come home every day and you so exhausted because you're allowing the frustrations and the burden and the weight of the job or the career to talk you out of what I'm trying to show you. It's right here. And that's how the enemy will trick you, because you'll be so exhausted and still be looking in the bed holding that Roku remote or scrolling on social media. And God is saying, but if you just take 10 minutes of that and just go start a LinkedIn account and look for different jobs. God, I'm tired of living in this state. He'll give you what you should do. God, I'm tired of this relationship. He'll give you what you should do. Ask him to prove it. And see, it's hard for us to talk like that. We can't just tell God to prove something to us. He's not like man. You know, when we want to tell other people to prove something, what you gonna do for me? Companies do that. You give me a service, I'll give you one back. You do for me, I'm going to expect something in return. Do you not know that God is so loving that he doesn't always expect something in return? And when I say always, that doesn't mean he just lets people do whatever he wants. He still requires something, as you should. Just like you require something from him. But you can't give him anything compared to what he can give you. You require something from him. God, I want this and this and that. He just may require you to open up your heart and listen. He may require you just get a little rest. He's never going to ask you to do more than him. You wouldn't need him. He's never going to be like, okay, so if I do this, if I get you this job, you're going to have to get yourself the next 4 jobs. He's never going to ask you to outbid him, to outwar him, to outdo him. He ain't going to do it. That's why I love him. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Love y'all. We'll talk something. I don't know. Oh, let me go in here while the door's open. Okay, I love you. Bye.